Let's talk a little bit about grouping and ungrouping objects. Here we have a small design. If I select one of the elements, you can see that I can move this aside. So this is not grouped to the rest of these objects. Think of grouping as grabbing a handful of pencils and tying an elastic band around them. You've now grouped these pencils together, so if you're actually to grab one of them, the entire group will come along with it. Ungrouping is taking that elastic band off. So these are all separate objects. For me to group these together, I simply need to marquee select, and then from the Objects menu, I can go down to Group and Group Objects. Alternatively, I can do a Control-G. Now if I grab one of these objects here and move it, you see the entire design is dragging along with it. To ungroup, it's simply a matter of going to the Objects menu, down to Grouping, and select Ungroup Objects. Now you'll notice I also have an Ungroup All Objects. I'll show you what this is. Let me just cancel out of that. I'm going to ungroup these, and we can do that by doing a Control-U. Alternatively, on my interactive property bar, this is Ungroup. When I select these objects, you can see that they're ungrouped. If I select the grapes, you can see on my status bar, it's a group of 30 objects. So these are still grouped. What we basically have is we have a group of objects nested within another group. So when we take a look at that ungroup all, what that's going to do, and let me just undo once more, we now have a group of 6 objects. If I go to my Objects menu, down to Group, Ungroup All Objects, you'll see that these objects are now able to pull them out as well. So we've basically undone it to the very basic level. Let's do a Control-Z to bring that back in. And one more thing about grouping and ungrouping and selecting objects that I want to show you. This one's very quick. I'm going to hold the Control key down, and I can select an object within a group, and you'll notice that my sizing handles are now round dots. That's an indication that I have an object that is selected within a group of objects. Again, hold the Control key down. I'm going to select this object, and I'll change the color of that as well.